Interesting. I'm gonna need more Forma. And that's pretty much that, so now let's pretend that I didn't roll the Riven prior to recording this video, so oh golly gee, I sure do have a lot of Kuva, perhaps I could use some of it for my Knell Riven. And oh my god, would you look at that, it's actually not bad. I've done this like 20 times now, and I just cannot, I can't stop crying. There's something so inherently funny about recording dumb shit like this. So that's it, we're moving on. Intro over. Well, actually, let's go back to this. My god, this video. What is happening? The Riven I managed to roll is called Knell Sati-Cronicron, and it has a ton of crit, ton of fire rate, ton of multi-shot, and negative zoom. It's basically all positive stats, because a negative zoom on a sniper pistol doesn't really do much. It's actually beneficial because having a negative stat boosts all the positive stats, which make this into kind of like a combination of primed pistol, gambit, gunslinger, and barrel diffusion. So let's see how it do. What I was mostly interested in with this Riven was actually the fire rate. Yes, the damage is nice and the multi-shot is great as well, but the Knell Prime already fires pretty fast when you get the death knell buff and you can go full auto, so what is it gonna be like when I have like twice the fire rate? Madness, it's just utter madness. Now one thing I was worried about with this was the screen shake, but it's actually not too bad if you're scoped in. If you're hip firing it, it's pretty aggressive. But I think that's enough talking, let's actually see the damage. Now, I'm not joking here, but when I did this, I genuinely thought I messed up and I set the enemy level to be way too low. But no, these were level 150. The weapon just does that much damage. And that's just the weapon on its own. What if we add some buffs? Now, while I can't say this for sure, I am somewhat certain that this was unintended, because most new weapons release with very low Riven disposition, so seeing both the Knell and the Scourge Prime having very high Riven disposition was quite odd. The reason I'm mentioning this is as a bit of a warning, because there is a good chance the Riven disposition will be cut down significantly. Because the way it normally works is weapons start out with a low Riven disposition, and if they're not used an awful lot, then the Riven disposition is bumped up, not the other way around. So don't say I didn't warn you if you go out and buy a Knell Riven for like 10 million bajillion platinum and then the disposition gets nerfed. But anyway, I honestly didn't expect this to be quite as strong as it ended up being. Like, I knew the Knell Prime was already a solid weapon when I did my quick look, and putting a Riven on it, and a pretty solid Riven at that, would make it even stronger, but good god, this is a lot of damage, like a lot of damage. So if you want some utterly, and I do mean utterly, ridiculous DPS, get yourself a Knell Riven. The Riven doesn't just have to be a buttload of extra damage and crit though, even high impact might be very nice, because that way you could go for an internal bleeding setup and run viral on it. You're of course not gonna have anywhere near as much upfront damage as I have with my Riven, but it's still gonna be really good. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching as always guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.